What is soil? It is the uppermost layer sa earth, composed sa mineral organic matter, tubig ug air. Gitawag sa ni siyang skin of the earth. Importance and ecosystem. Biodiversity hotspot, home ni siya sa billions of organism. That's why very vital kayo ni siya sa pag-support sa ecosystem na to, because dagan kayo nag-live diri like worms, bacteria, ug insect. Example na siya nga pati para makatabang sa paghumog sa yuta. Water regulation. Acts as natural sponge and filter. Bali mura ni siya og sponge nga mo-store ni ug mo-filter sa tubig. Example kung mag-ulan, dili dali malaya ang mga tanom kay naay moisture nga magsuyop pa ni. Carbon sequestration. Nag-store ni siya og daghang carbon para mag-control sa kainit sa earth. Nutrient recycling is mo ni siyang mga dahon ng mga laya or mga malata or sa mga mananap mo breakdown para mag nutrients or mag-abono. Mo ni siyang itawag ng mga fertilizer. Importance in human activities. Food security is very essential ni siya para sa food fiber fuels nga dili na to makuha ang atong mga pagkaon ug tanom, because naay cotton diri sa tanom and fuel is nasa mga wood and medicine is nasa herb. Infrastructure foundation is ang soil ang foundation o base sa atong mga roads, cities, and buildings. Dili sila matukod kung dili ligon ang atong ilalom. Waste management. Mao ni ang mga microbes or mga gagmay nga germs sa yuta mag-decompose o magtunaw sa mga busura. Example lang ang panit sa saging, mahimo og abono. Cultural and social importance is nakahelp ni siya sa agriculture o well-being diri sa Bukidnon, because grabe kayo ka-fertile ang atong soil and maka-farm daghan and uban pa. Dili lang siya all about farming but also part na siya tong identity of history kay diri Tanay Island sa tong source of living and sa atong pride sa atong province.
So good afternoon once again everyone. So I am SHEEN HUNDINAY. So today I'm going to discuss to you the composition and properties of soil. So we have three properties of soil. We have first is a physical properties of soil, chemical properties of soil, and then lastly is a biological properties of soil. So what is a properties of soil? So these are the things that we can see or feel in the soil. So di kani siya is mao ni ang atong makita or ato ang ma-feel kung unsan ang texture, structure, or porosity and bulk density or the color of the soil. So structured. This is how soil particles group together. So if maayo ang structured, the plant root can grow easily. So we have here also a porosity and bulk density. So porosity means the small spaces in the soil. Diri gaagi ang air and then water. And then bulk density means how compact or the tight the soil is. And then we have here lastly the color. So dark soil usually have more organic matter and then nutrients, and while the red or yellow soil may contain more iron. So properties of soil, we can identify its color, and then kung kanan ba siyang dagan ba siyang nutrients or gamay ra, we can identify that through soil lang or kanang color of the soil. So the second properties of soil, we have here a chemical properties of soil. So this is related to a nutrients or acidity of the soil. So we have here the pH level. So ma-measure nato ni kung unsa na ba ang kalagayan sa soil. It is acidic ba siya or alkaline, like sa Philippines, kanang here in the Philippines kuan siya kanang ang Philippines is slightly acidic siya tungod sa mga heavy rain. Kaya tungod sa mga heavy rain, ang calcium, magnesium sa usa ka soil is gaka kuan bitaw siya, gakahawa bitaw siya sa usa ka soil kay tungod sa rainfall or ulan, kanang gaka banlas kibali siya. So also in a chemical properties of soil, we have a nutrients content. So soil contains important nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus or potassium kanang para makatabang ni siya nga nutrients para ma-healthy or kanang healthy growth ang usa ka plant. So, the last part of or the last kind of properties of soil, we have a biological properties of soil. So, it is refers to the living organism found in the soil or makita ninimo siya sa usa ka soil. Like mga organism, we have here the small organism and we have also a bigger organism. So, small organism like bacteria and fungi, kanang maka-help ni siya para maka-decompose sa dead plants or mga waste nga mga materials. And also like earthworms and ants, help loosen and mix sa soil. Kanang maka-help ni siya nga makasulod ang air and also ang water sa usa ka soil because of the earthworms and the plants. Because of these organisms, the soil becomes healthier and better for the plant growth.
Good day everyone, I am LAILANIE Marie A. LUMAGSAO. I am reporting the soil profile and soil horizon. So, the first is O horizon. The topmost layer made of organic matter such as leaves, twigs, and decomposing plants. Second is A horizon. It contains a mix of mineral and organic material or humus. This is the most fertile layer where most plants grow. Third is A horizon. A layer where leaching, washing out occur. Mineral like clay, iron, and aluminum are removed, leaving lighter materials. Fourth, B horizon. Accumulate material from the E layer like clay and mineral, denser and less fertile than topsoil. Fifth, C horizon. It consists of partially weathered rock fragments. It is the source of the soil above. Last is R horizon. The solid rock layer beneath all soil layer, not yet weathered into soil. So, the six main soil horizon O, A, E, B, C, R arranged from top to bottom. This layer form the soil profile starting with organic rich surface material followed by fertile topsoil, rich and accumulate mineral layers, and ending with parent rock and solid bedrock.
Good day everyone, I am here today to discuss about my topic. Before we proceed to our discussion, I would like to introduce myself first. So, I am John BERT OYONG. So, my topic for today is all about the type soil of the Philippines. So, the first soil that I would like to discuss, the clay soil. So, clay soil is made of tiny particles that feel sticky when wet and torn hard when dry, that it holds nutrients well but drains slowly. So, murag familiar naman kay sa ato ang clay soil, di ba? So, amo na tong sa una pa muna siya ang pilit-pilit ganing nga, pilit-pilit nga mo na siya namagagawan din sa una tong dula-dulaan nga tong pikit-pikit na tatang kabot pa nata ibang form like that. So, ang clay soil is ato na siyang makita sa place like Central Luzon and Iloilo. So, dirit na to siya kasagara gid makita sa part of the Philippines. So, ang pwede na to itanom diri sa clay soil is kanang kuan, for example kanang humay o sugar cane. Mo na siya ang pwede na to siya itanom sa clay soil. So pangkalima nga soils in the Philippines. So apil di ay ang loam soil. So ang loam soil is the best for most farming because it's balanced mix of sand, salt, and clay. So it drains well, stay airy, and rich in nutrients. So ang loam soil is makita nato siya sa various lowlands. Kay kani grabe need kini siya sa mga farmers. So dahil bisaga sa gini nato siya makita. So ang pwede nato matanom diri sa loam soil is ang corn and also vegetable. So mo na to siyang matanom sa loam soil. Also the sandy soil. The sandy soil is a coarse and loose, so water drains fast and doesn't hold much nutrients or moisture. So ang sandy soils is makita nato siya sa coastal areas like Zambales. So ang pwede nato matanom here is coconut, cassava, and etc. Third is the mountain soil. Mountain soil is a shallow with lots of organic matter but easy to erode and grow bits in cold temperature. So ang mountain soil is makita nato siya sa Cordillera and Bukidnon. So diyan nato siya makita nga kung ang mountain soil. So also ang pwede nato matanom diri is ang temperate wedges, mga temperate wedges inana. So mo na to matanom sa mountain soil. The second soil is the volcanic soil. So volcanic soil is a dark, sulfur fertile and holds weaker wells because it comes from volcanoes. It holds of minerals like phosphorus and potassium. So ato na siyang ang makita nato ang volcanic soils is makita nato siya around Taal in Laguna, Batangas, mayon in Albay, Leyte, and Bukidnon. So ang pwede nato matanom diri like rice, corn, vegetable, and abaca, cacao, and banana. So pwede nato siya matamnan og like mga high valued crops, also like cut flowers and grapes. So mo na siya ang matamnan sa volcanic soil. So fourth is the shale and lime soil. So ang shale and lime soil is nagform siya sa sedimentary rocks, lightly alkane with moderate fertility. So makita nato ni ang shale and limestone soil is nasa Palawan, Cebu, Rizal. Shale and limestone is pwede nato siya matamnan og corn, mango, and citrus tree. So kinsa nakabantay di og limestone sa kuan? Di sa gabuk. Naida makita niyo ang limestone. Also the alluvial soil. So alluvial soil is a forest with rivers and flood diffusing sediment. It's fertile, fine texture, and drains well. So makita nato ang alluvial is where in Cagayan Valley. So makita nato di ang alluvial sa Cagayan Valley. And also pwede nato siya matamnan og tobacco, rice, and corn. So mo na siya matanom sa alluvial soil. Peat soil. This is the last. So peat soil is a dark, spongy soil made from decomposed plant matter, high in organic material. So makita na to ang peat soil is in Benguet, Laguna, and Mindanao marshland. So pwede na to matanom diri sa peat soil is ang mushroom, ornamental plants, and high value specialty crops. So mo na siya tong gamitan sa peat soil. That's all. Thank you for listening to my discussion.
So I'm going to discuss to you my second topic, which is how soil is formed. So soil is formed slowly over time because of the five important factors, which is a parent material, climate, topography, biological factors, and lastly is time. So first is a parent material. So comes from the word parent. So asa gyud gikan ang soil. So soil starts from the rock. So hangtod nga ang rocks na bungkag into small pieces, slowly mahimo silang soil. Different kinds of rocks produce different kinds of soil. So naay kanang sandy, clingy, or minerals rich soil. So gikan ang soil is gikan siya sa bato, and then na-break siya through the second part, which is a climate. So like rain, heat, and wind help break rocks apart. So like here in the Philippines, tungod sa init o kusog na ulan, mas dali mabungkag ang rocks, mao mas paspas ang soil of formation. So ang climate is tabang siya para mas mabungkag into small pieces ang rocks, and then maproduce ko siya sa usa ka soil. So the third part is topography. This refers to the shape, slope of the land. So kalagayan ni siya kung unsa ang soil. So the steep areas or bukid siya, dali manod ang soil kung mag-ulan, like hills. Kay dili manggod, dili pareha sa patag na kanang ang soil is na surface siya or diara na iton ang daganteng na soil. And then the fourth is biological factor. So plants, animals, or mga bacteria, fungi, or earthworms kanang can create healthy soil. So they break down like dead plants and animals into organic matter na makapag-fertile siya sa soil. So mga plants, animals, bacteria or fungi kanang makatabang ni siya nga maka-decompose also sa mga like mga dead animals na makatabang siya mas healthier ang usa ka soil. And then the last important factors, which is a time. So soil formation is very slow process. So formation na sa soil is dili siya pas-pas, kundi hinay-hinay lang siya. It takes hundreds of years para makahimo og even thin layer of topsoil. So sa kadugay sa panahon, dili madali-dali og himo or ma-produce ang usa ka kanang soil. The longer the time, the richer and healthier the soil becomes. So sa kadugay-dugay sa panahon, makahimo ang soil, mas healthier pa siya or mas richer pa siya.
Soil degradation and threats. So first is we have the soil erosion. So because of the Philippines is mountainous and hits the typhoon lottery every year, heavy rains acts like a pressure washer on our hillsides. So without the grass or trees to slow the water down, the most fertile layer of the soil, which is the topsoil, get washed into rivers and oceans, leaving the land barren. So moving on to the soil pollution. So when farmers use too many synthetic fertilizer, the soil becomes addicted to chemicals and its natural pH balance breaks. So additionally, when trash isn't managed properly, heavy metals and toxins seep into the ground, killing the helpful bacteria and worms that keep soil alive. We have the deforestation. So trees are the anchors of the earth. So their roots create a web that holds the ground together. When trees are cut down for timber or charcoal, that web disappears. So during a storm, there is nothing holding the mountains up, which leads to deadly landslides. The mining. So open pit mining is essentially surgical removal of the earth's skin. So to get the minerals underneath, companies strip away the A horizon, which is the topsoil, and B horizon, the subsoil. This leaves a landscape where nothing can grow for decades because the biological heart of the land has been physically removed. One is the loss of fertility. So imagine eating only white rice every day without ever taking a vitamin. So eventually you get sick, right? So nutrient mining happens when a farmer plants only corn or only sugarcane year after year. So the plant sucks out specific nutrients, and because the soil never gets a break, it becomes dead, dirt that can no longer support life.
So moving on to the soil conservation and management. So first is we have the terracing. So I'm sure you're familiar with the Banawe rice terraces in Ifugao, right? So actually, this is an ancient Filipino superpower. So by turning a steep slope into flat steps, you stop water from gaining speed. So instead of racing down the mountain and carrying soil away, the water soaks in each level. So we also have the contour farming. So if you plow a field up and down a hill, you're basically creating a water slides for the soil to wash away. So contour farming means blowing or horizontally around the curve of the hill. So these ridges acts as a little dams that catch rainwater and keeps the soil in place. So next we have the crop rotation. So some plants like corn are heavy feeders that take nitrogen out of the soil. So other plants like beans and peanuts or the legumes are givers. So they have a special bacteria in their roots that fix nitrogen back into the ground. So by switching crops, farmers let the soil recharge naturally. See, we also have the reforestation. So this is the ultimate long-term fix. So planting native trees provides a canopy, an umbrella that breaks the fall of heavy raindrops, while the fallen leaves turns into mulch that feeds the soil. So the last one, we have the organic farming. So this is about restoring the soil biome using compost, decayed plants, and manure is like giving the soil a probiotic. So it brings back earthworms and beneficial fungi that break down minerals and make them available for plants to eat. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching our video presentation.